Hi everyone. Thank you for joining in today. I am Tanya from the product marketing team here at WebEngage, and we'll be starting with this discussion on how you can use Facebook and Google for your retention play. To add some context, the discussion of this entire webinar today depends on how to use Facebook and Google for more than just acquisition channels. We'll be driving down to how is it possible that to use these for more than just your acquisition campaigns and how WebEngage helps you make this a part of your retention play. Now, I'm sure some of you must be thinking that aren't Facebook and Google platforms primarily just for acquisition marketing? While this is because the topic of using these platforms to acquire, engage, or educate your users exists in bulk, but what is little known is the retention side of things. So, today we'll be discussing the what, the why, and the how, along with some use cases and examples to help you make the most of what WebEngage has to offer. Coming to the what lies beyond your acquisition is where the WebEngage advantage kicks in. On your WebEngage dashboard, you can integrate your Facebook and Google ad account and use this to export data segments to your respective ad accounts. What this helps you achieve is that you can send targeted campaigns that will drive higher CTRs. You can also increase your website visitors and boost your conversions by showing ads to users who are high intent. You can also target your lowest hanging fruits, also known as users who interact with your website, who interact with your app, and who have made a conversion purchase, and so on. Now, coming on to the why side of things, why should you invest in a retention play? The answer simply here is for the returns. Whenever we talk about paid marketing, we tend to associate that with ROI or returns on investment. Now think about this. If you're in a funnel and if you're running a retention marketing campaign, you're already somewhere in the middle of your funnel. Pushing users down from the middle of the funnel to the bottom or to the conversion is not that difficult as it would be to get users to the top of the funnel to acquire them and then flow them down to the bottom of the funnel. While this is the main thing, you can also leverage this to reach to use the massive reach that these platforms have to offer. You can drive intent based campaigns and get better ROI on these campaigns. You can differentiate your messaging between known and unknown users. What you can also do here is use these target audiences to drive upsell and cross sell campaigns. You can also target a set of win back or lost users. You can also target a segment of lost or inactive users and get them back on your platform. Now, let's get into the how of things. What we have here is a really small video walking you through how you can use WebEngage to integrate it to your Facebook or your Google Ad account. Here's how you can get started with Facebook and Google integration on your WebEngage dashboard. Under Channels, head over to Facebook and click on Add Facebook Ad Account. Once you do that, you'll be asked to fill in your account ID and your account name. Once done, simply click on Add Facebook Ad Account and you're done. Similarly, head over to Google under Channels, click on Add Account Details and fill in the customer ID and account name. Once done, click on Add Google Ad Account and you're done. Once you've set up, here is how you can export segments to your respective Google or Facebook ad account. Click on the plus icon and select the segment that you would like to export and complete other details such as export frequency and give your audience a name. Once done, simply click export to Google and your exports will begin. Now that you have integrated your Facebook or Google ad account to your WebEngage dashboard, what happens next? Well, for this, we have prepared a set of use cases that you can get started with and some industry specific examples to help you get started and to give you more ideas of what you can do with this integration on your WebEngage dashboard. Use case one is to use these campaigns, to use these segments and create retargeting campaigns. What retargeting campaign helps you achieve is that it helps you get better ROI and gives you more opportunities to cross sell and upsell products of your brand. What you can also do at this point is differentiate your messaging for the audience that you're targeting. What you can also do at this point is target your lowest hanging fruits and get them to convert on your platform. Now, retargeting is a great way to target users who've already engaged with your brand and are aware of your brand. Now, here we have an example of what this distinction between different messaging to a known and an unknown user looks like. On the left hand side, you have an ad campaign that you would run for any unknown user using a Facebook or a Google ad platform. On the right hand side, however, you have a specific campaign that focuses on category product, which is dresses. Now, for the advertisement on the right, the segment that you can export to your Facebook or Google ad account would look something like this. It would be a set of users who have in the last 2 to 4 months interacted, which added product category equal dresses to your cart, or have made a successful conversion event of category equals dresses on your platform. You can use these segments to be exported to your Facebook or Google ad account and then run targeted campaigns. You can definitely tell that the advertisement on the right would pique the interest of a user who looks at dresses, who has purchased dresses on your platform, and who is interested in buying dresses. Now, coming on to the industry specific examples, here is the example of each target segment and what the advertisement would look like. For e-commerce, you can set up a target group of users whose net order value is more than 2000 and use this segment to be exported to your ad accounts and run an upsell campaign and then get users to buy products of a higher value. For media, entertainment, and gaming, you can use the subscription model to understand users who have subscribed to your product versus users who are free or trial users. You can use this to create upsell campaigns on your ad accounts. For edtech, you can use to understand if the course completion has been successful versus unsuccessful. On the basis of this, you can use this to create upsell campaigns on your ad platforms. For travel and hospitality, you could create a segment like users who have spent over 6,000 in one transaction, and then use that campaign to upsell to users who upsell that campaign to users who will be more likely, who will be spending the same amount or more. For BFSI, you can again use a set of users who have invested, let's say, a 10,000 rupees into mutual funds. Now you can use this list to upsell to users and get them to invest in and get them investing more into mutual funds. The second use case that you can use with this integration is you can get the best of both worlds. You can leverage the audience data that you have on your WebEngage platform, as well as use the reach that Facebook has to offer, and merge these two to create lookalike audiences. Now, lookalike audience is a great way to drive intent and conversions within the same campaign. A simple example of a lookalike campaign would be to create a lookalike of to export a segment of users who have added products to your cart, and then create a lookalike of this segment in your Facebook ad account, and then send a targeted campaign to your users. What lookalike campaign helps you achieve is that it helps you target audiences who are similar or who will be performing a similar action to the one that you have set, therefore helping you again get the best of both worlds. Now, the third use case is that you can use the WebEngage integration to slice and dice data as per your needs. On your WebEngage dashboard, you can use events or you can use user attributes to slice and dice data as much as per your needs. And you can use this data to be exported to your Google or Facebook ad account. What you can also do at this point is you can create live segments which have dynamic user groups based on one or more events or user attributes that you must have selected. And then you can export this data into your Facebook or Google ad account and run very targeted or specific campaigns. Now, here we have examples of the target group we would look at if industry-wise target group that we would look at if we were to if we were to slice and dice the data and then create campaigns based on that. For e-commerce, I would use a list of users who have been reachable on emails and who have opened my emails in the last 3 or 4 months but have not done a transaction event. I would use an image like on the far left, something like that, to help them understand or to help them to convert again. For media, entertainment, and gaming, I would use a target segment of users who have created a login but have not done a successful conversion or a payment, or users who are still in their free trial stage and get them to convert. For edtech, I would use users who have registered for a course or have signed up for a course but have not seen that course through completion. For these users, I would nudge them to push those users to complete their courses. For travel and hospitality, the segment that I would go ahead with is users who initiated a flight search on your website or on your app but did not add to cart or did not proceed with the conversion event. For BFSI, I would go ahead with a segment for users who have added insurance to your cart but did not proceed with the purchase. Again, these are some examples of what you can achieve with the WebEngage integration. What you would want to do would depend on your brand and on your business needs. The fourth use case here is to win back inactive users and get them to stay. Or alternatively, if your brand has an app, you can target a list of uninstalled users and get them back on your platform through creating ads on Google and Facebook. What you can do here is on the basis of event attributes on your WebEngage dashboard, you can create a list of these inactive segments. Now, the best thing here is that you get to define what these inactive segments mean. For example, if I am a Netflix, I would look back at my event to say that for users whose subscription ended 1 month ago, I will treat those users as inactive users and create an export of this data segment to my Google or a Facebook ad account and then target these users, asking them to come back. And the fifth use case that you can implement, and this is probably something that I relate to personally, and some of you also would, is you can prevent a bad consumer experience by creating a list of users who've already done a conversion event in the recent past and exclude that list from your Google ad or Facebook ad campaigns. What this will help you achieve is this will help you avoid targeting users who have made a purchase on your brand recently and avoid showing them the same ads over and over again. Coming back to all these things, all these use cases, and more that you can achieve on your WebEngage dashboard. The best part about this integration is that you can export your data to your respective ad accounts with no manual intervention. What you can do is you can set up a one time or a recurring export into your ad accounts. And at this point, you can also integrate your live segments to be exported to these segments. Therefore, this means that you do not have to upload endless number of CSV files into your Facebook or your Google ad account whenever you want to import a data and run a specific ad campaign. And I would say that this is the best use case. So yeah, this was the end for the presentation of how you can use Facebook and Google for your retention play. At this point, I would want to stop sharing my screen and ask if there are any questions or feedback. Okay, there are a few questions asked on this chat. Okay, how do you link ads account from Journey Designer? So right now, this is something that you cannot do. What you can do at this point is understand on the basis of your channel reachability as to how many of these users that you're targeting. You can also target the same users on other channels such as emails, SMSs. That's something that you can do at this point, but you cannot link this to your Journey Designer for now. Do we have a feature to know the past purchase time, like 1 month ago and so on? Yes, definitely. If you are a WebEngage user and you have set up a conversion event to understand your purchase, you can check for, you can go under events and check for, for this particular purchase event within the last month, how many users were there, which is how you can, sort of understand when I spoke about inactive users, which is how you can understand the users who have not done a conversion event or users whose subscription ended. So you can definitely head to your WebEngage dashboard and get this data. Another question that we have is, can we not create these segments in Google and Facebook Audience Manager? Yeah, while Google and Facebook does allow you to create these segments, what the environment for Google and Facebook primarily rests on is a combination of URL based on your pixel code for Facebook and also interests. What WebEngage allows you to do in addition to those is, firstly, in terms of the number of days that you can look back to, you can only look back to a number of 180-day limit in terms of Facebook. But what you can do with WebEngage is you can look at users from the beginning of time and understand how, or target those users into your ad campaign. So that's advantage number one. The second would be that the how you can slice and dice your data on your WebEngage dashboard and export these segments is far greater than what you can achieve with the targeting that exists on Facebook and Google as platforms. Another question that we have here is, can we integrate other social media ad platforms? So right now, as features of the WebEngage dashboard, you can only use this for Google and Facebook. But if we do have, other social media platforms to add in the future, we'll definitely keep you updated. Okay, let's say I'm using this for cart abandonment. How will the data attribute, name, image, price, etc. of the products will be passed to the ads on Google and Facebook? For cart abandonment, the easiest way that I would suggest here is that you use the event added to cart, and based on this event you create a list of users, let's say in the last 1 month or in the last 2 months, who've done the event equals added to cart. What you can also do here is specify what product you're referring to, if you're from an e-commerce brand, or if you do tend to have like a different number of products, and then create that segment to understand that, okay, for example, if I were a Mintra, I would create added to cart, and then I would add in the product category, I would add dresses, and then I would go ahead and export this segment to understand to to understand that these were the users who added my product equals dresses to cart but did not convert. Are there any more questions at this point? Is the cost separately? For costing and any other detail, you can definitely get in touch with your CSMs. They will help you out with that aspect. Can we use WebEngage for dynamic retargeting for e-commerce on Google and Facebook? Yes, definitely. That is use case number one. Retargeting is something that we want you to do with this integration that's possible. What you can do on this retargeting is that you can create a set of audiences that have already, let's say, done a conversion event or have added your products to cart or have viewed a certain product a number of times, and then you can create a list of these users or this segment and export it to your Facebook and Google ad account. What you can also do at this point is, since you know what data segment you've exported, you can run a very targeted or a very specific ad campaign. But can't I do it for specific products? I'm assuming this is in regards to the abandoned cart example. Yeah. So yes, like I said, you can also specify when you're selecting your targeting on your WebEngage dashboards as to what product you're referring to. You can use conversion event equals abandoned cart and product equals dresses. But for you to be able to do that, you need to have the category selection done on your WebEngage dashboard. If you already have that existing, I see no issues as to why you can't go ahead and create this segment. Hmm, we are looking for guidance on setting up WebEngage with our travel portal soon. I would like to have someone who can connect with us and guide us. Sure, Ravi. You can definitely reach out to your customer success manager and they will help you or guide you through. What we'll also do is we can help you with a small or a short video detailing on the steps of how you can get this integration up and running. Is there any free trial available for WebEngage? You can set up a demo account for now and explore the platform. What you can also do, and what I would recommend, is reach out and request for a demo, which is where we take you through and understand what your queries or problem statement is, and we help you understand how WebEngage can help you address those. So I would strongly recommend that you go ahead and sign up for a demo. Can you explain the lookalike audience use case a little better? Sure. So what you can do with your lookalike audiences is, for example, I'm an e-commerce brand and I want to understand or create a lookalike audience of users, let's say, who've spent more than 2000 in one purchase. What I can do here at this point is create a segment of users who have done a purchase of more than 2000 rupees on my platform, and export this segment to your Facebook ad account. Once you do that, you go into the Facebook environment, and once you're selecting your targeting, you can use this list and then select the option to create a lookalike audience. There you can select the percentage of lookalike that you want to set, a 1% or whatever that may be. And based on the list that you have exported, Facebook will automatically identify users who are similar to that conversion behavior, or users who will be likely to spend the 2000 or upper limit that you've specified, and will then show your ads to those set of users. What you can also do with Facebook at this point is, you can, if you have customer lifetime value available, I would strongly recommend that you upload that data as well, because Facebook allows you to sort of upload this customer lifetime value details, and it'll help you find users who will be doing the conversion event for the same amount, or for the same sort of spending capacity that you're looking at. Could you please help us understand on the campaign metrics UI better? So as of now, on the WebEngage integration to your Facebook and Google Ad account, the export is something that you can look at right now. Uh, all the campaign metrics and all exist in your Facebook and Google Ad environment as it already does. So for metrics and how that campaign is performing, you use your respective Google and Facebook environment to understand how your campaigns are performing. For example, we create a segment via WebEngage and execute the campaign of Google Ad account. With the campaign metrics, we pass back to the WebEngage dashboard. Um, No, since you already have that Google environment to understand how your campaign is performing, you can already see the type of reach that you're getting from that audience, the conversions or the clicks that you're getting on your ad campaign. So you can use that, or if you're you can use that or any additional tools like Apps Flyer if you're using, to understand how your campaigns are performing at this point in time. What we help you do is create these highly targeted segments and export it to your Facebook and Google ad accounts to help you run campaigns that are more targeted and campaigns that will help you generate better ROI. Another question that we have here is, can we use user attributes and event attributes to personalize the ad content? Um, Now, since the purpose of this integration is just to be able to export your data segments into your Facebook or Google ad account, what you do with the messaging rests in your Facebook or Google environment. So, at this point, you would want to go ahead and check if you're able to do that on your Facebook or Google Ads environment. Are there any more comments or any more questions that you would want to ask at this point? I would also like to highlight at this point that after this session, we'll be sending you a recording of this video that you can refer back to. We will also be sharing with you some cheat sheets that will help you understand and give you more examples of how you can incorporate this integration on your WebEngage dashboard. Okay, we have another question. How to export particular report like particular event report, add to cart, not any option is showing. Okay, so what you would want to do here is, if I can go back to the presentation and show you, 1 second. Okay, no issues. I'll just try explaining this. What you can do is, if you want to export a segment, you can either go into your segment and look at the plus next to your segment name. You can look at the Facebook or the Google ad account icon. Once you click on that, you will be able to export that segment into your Facebook or Google ad account. If you want to create a new segment that does not already exist on your WebEngage dashboard, for example, users who've added your products to cart, you can go ahead and go to your dashboard, and then you can sort of set this segment up based on the event that you're capturing, and then save that segment, or save that segment as a live segment, and then sort of export that to your Facebook or Google ad account. um, if there are any more questions at this point, just feel free to ask. We will be giving you a recording of this session and a cheat sheet that will help you understand how you can do this. If needed, we'll also help you with a short video that we've created on how you can get started with the integration and how you can export the list to begin with.